I am never prepared for when you're actually recording and when you're not.
That's the purpose of that. That's why I do it that way.
So you did record your nice little welcome to the Midnight Snack.
Seriously, was that in there?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh gosh. Welcome to Midnight Snack Pop.
Try that again.
2.
Welcome to the Midnight Snack Podcast. I'm not ready yet.
Too late.
Start over.
Bingo.
Welcome to the Midnight Snack Podcast. My name is Brandon.
Kevin.
And I'm Adam. This is the podcast where we don't know what we're doing.
Every week, it doesn't get any better.
That's what you tune in
for. The rules
for.
are made up and the points don't matter.
That's what you tune in for.
Different game show. This isn't a game show.
It's not a game show. Well,
yeah,
we try games, but
only works.
Don't work.
1 out of 2 times.
Works 100% of the time, 50% of the time.
Yep.
Is that how that saying goes?
Something like that. I think it was like
the Anchorman thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know the
saying.
saying.
Sure, it was 60% of the time. It works every time.
Yeah, whatever. My mouth is super salivating. I get those mints in there. I'm like, I can't stop.
So whenever you got to suck on your mint, just mute your mic.
Dude,
really?
Try one of those things
Those
right
things
now.
those things are candy.
Altoids Arctic.
Dude, it's strawberry.
They're candy.
You'll see why my mouth is just
duh.
full of saliva right now.
They're so good.
Don't chew it. Your mouth will just be like,
It's pretty good.
it's nonstop.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Could be.
Could be if they.
Not is.
It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. My wife and spit off my chin all night. So,
How was your week?
Kevin,
Mine was good.
Mine was good.
Yeah.
mine was 50% good.
Why? Oh.
Come on. Talk. You know you want to.
Those who can't see, I grab the drink, and that's when he asks me.
Yeah.
It's like when the dentist, as soon as they put your fingers in your mouth, oh, so how's your day then?
But yeah, I mainly just worked this week. I had a couple shows, did a little maintenance stuff, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Did a couple drone shots this week. So
Speaking of drone, you want to do more stuff over at Tesco? Give Mikey a heads up.
Bring.
Doing that right now on live. Because as soon as you said that, it made me think. I was like, shoot, I can't forget to tell you that, and I'm going to forget if I don't tell you right now.
yeah.
Right on.
Shout out to Mikey who lets us borrow that camera right there. Yeah. It's his own personal camera, but he lets us use this every week.
Oh yeah. You demand.
Anyways, go ahead.
Sorta.
But yeah, so I've been, gamed with you guys throughout the week. Playing some Scum, and we played some Among Us. Yeah.
I have an article about Among Us today.
But yeah, dude, that game's pretty fun. As simple as it is, that game is very, very fun.
Indie studio, Inner Sloth, made the game Among Us.
Oh yeah. Was it you that said the game's been out for like 2 years?
2018.
Yeah.
And just somehow.
No one's actually.
Yeah. Twitch just finds a way of pulling that stuff out of the ashes.
Twitch is always what's going to be deciding what game's hot.
Yeah.
Just whatever one big streamer takes to play it, and then
It just trickles down the line.
Yeah.
But
yeah. What'd you do this week?
nothing. I mean, I worked a little bit.
Yeah.
But played video games, and I edited the podcast last week for the first time.
Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah. Had a minor family emergency. Turned out okay.
It's good.
Sounded really good, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
your mouth watering, ain't it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm like working on
2. I got 2 in there. One on each side. Yeah. I never do Altoid single. Like, I never take just one Altoid.
Oh, I take, yeah.
Regular, it's always 2.
You monster.
I polished off a can of those today.
Yeah. Just knock the whole can down.
These, I could go through a can a day. No problem.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, it's not good. It's got, like...
Aspartame?
So much. No. That's Diet Coke.
It's still sugar. Or sugar.
Aspartame's the worst, though.
It's got
I know.
Splenda.
No.
It's still a sugar substitute. It's not just
Oh, yeah. Those aren't good for you at all. It's a straight, pure sugar.
Yeah.
Condensed into a hard...
easy consumable tablet.
Yep. Just like the rest of the drugs in the world. No difference.
What?
No difference. I'm probably the ones that... I'm the guy that's addicted to the Altoids.
Wow. Oh. Not quite.
Not the right one.
I know.
Another one to add. Yeah, there you go. So what'd you do this week?
Worked a bunch.
Good.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that.
That's it.
Didn't you work like forever in overtime?
On Monday, I worked 12 hours.
Monster.
That's brutal.
Best I've ever done, or I guess worst, if you want to say it, is 18 hours on a 2-hour nap.
You're nuts.
That's because I had to. 4 days, 52 hours during that span.
Back when you worked at the theater?
It was opening weekend. Did 6 shows in
Nope.
5 days.
Not happening.
I did 5 shows in 4 days.
Now, is that because you wanted to or because they needed you to do it?
Both.
Oh, both. Yeah.
And I needed it. I also had 3 theater classes going on at the same time, and each one of those theater classes needed to have lab hours of either doing something over at the old theater that we have or working shows. And I was able to knock out all 3 lab hours in one weekend, for all 3 class worth of lab hours. So I had 52 hours in 4 days.
That's wild.
Wow.
But the show I did for 12 to 18 hours was Cats.
Oh, you told me that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
So we were there. I was there until 4 a.m. the night before, getting ready. Their semis were already there. Went home, took a 2-hour nap, and then came back in.
That is
It's
it.
weird.
Whale.
Their whole set's like blow up. Like it's a big inflatable blow up set.
How is it working with them?
What?
Cats. Kidding.
I don't know. I didn't watch the show. I actually I slept through most of the show.
Nice.
Because they gave us that since they didn't really know where to put us who was working during. Like, we were there during the show, but I didn't have to do anything at the show. So they stuck us in the very last row up top by the lighting booth or by the spotlight booth.
Nice.
The weirdest show to wake up in the middle of. They don't talk in the show anyways, and it's very abstract.
Yeah.
I'm literally sitting out there with the rest of a full house, and I'm like, and I wake up and I go,
What am I?
what is going on?
Tripping on
And I did that like
mushrooms or
4 or
something?
5. I know I did that like 4 or 5 times. I'm like, I don't care.
So you only did load in and load out, or did you actually have to help during the show?
No, I slept during the show. I just said.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not all the shows though. I'm saying like, did you help on some of them, and then?
Or did you only do load in and load out?
Are you talking about weekend?
Yeah.
Most of them are all during shows.
Oh, gotcha.
So that's how I managed 52 hours in 4 days.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of chaos because that was the very first weekend ever for shows there, and things weren't working, and
Oh boy.
yeah, learning everything.
Yeah, I remember having that.
Jim
in my theater.
Brinkman,
That was-
was there. Cats. We had Christmas Carol after Cats.
Nice.
I had tickets for the show, so I didn't work that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So
yeah.
I'm in rare form tonight. I'm
Which is-
fidgety.
Fidgety, huh?
I'm fidgety. I'm like,
It's those mints.
no, it's not mints. I like came over here and like knocked my mic like this way, and I'm like,
Must adjust.
it's back.
I muted you there that whole time.
Not the whole time. Part of it. I watched your finger.
So, finding any good stuff this week?
I was going to
You
talk
mean-
about
Yeah, you mentioned
what we
Among
kind
Us.
of touched on for a moment.
Yeah.
Adam's a major fan of this game, Among
It's
Us.
not like I hate it. I'm not interested in it.
All the Twitch is.
I know.
I'm surprised you're not into it at all.
I probably would enjoy it. It's just
So it's a.
you caught me at
it's
the
a-
time that I'm like, eh.
Well, if you don't know what Among Us is, you're living
Don't
under a
explain it.
rock.
It's a $5 game,
It's $5.
which
It's a party
That was all.
game.
Yeah.
Basically, you have some medial tasks that you have to take care of on a ship of some kind, or the first level's a ship. And it's kind of cartoony. You kind of walk around doing your tasks, and there's one person that is the imposter.
Well, you could have two.
You could have two. Well, the
Depending on
generic.
This is a reprise of Trouble in Terrorist Town, almost.
Yeah.
The
Pretty
idea concept of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And basically, you walk around. You try to off people in a secretive way, as people make their way around the map, find bodies, report them, and then it's a big game of whodunit.
Yep.
And it's hilarious because the groups that are on Twitch that like they're harmonious with like their creativity and laughter and everything.
Yeah.
Like Courage and that team, and oh my gosh, it's just crazy.
I mean,
Sarah
they're-
and his team.
Well, you can't talk while the game's going on.
Yeah,
You
so
only talk
there's a
during-
program they're using
Yeah.
Yeah.
for Discord that mutes everybody based upon when they die and
yeah.
during
If you're
the game.
dead, you can't say, "Oh, somebody
Yeah.
killed me." Once you're dead,
And
Watched
I was
enough of
confused
it
for
to
a
know.
while. I was confused for a while because Lupo was playing and he was talking almost like he was talking to the people in the game, but he was talking to chat, and you can never figure out. But because Discord was automatically handling the
Yeah.
chat,
Right.
So once you die, you're muted. You're dead. So you can't really do anything. So you can't coordinate. You can't talk. Chat's muted for you too. You can talk with other dead people, but they can't see what you're saying, and you've got to figure out who done it.
Yep.
And then if you get it right, start over again.
Yeah.
There's been funny memes about it. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it's a
really
very
good
memey game.
Yeah. But it's
brings out people's real character.
Oh yeah, like I mean, there's times where like people like when they're in the imposter, they have to do things that you would never guess that they would be willing to.
I've seen some funny highlights
do.
on TikTok too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Tim had a really funny one.
I think it's really funny. Tim's team, dude. Tim and Courage. Oh my gosh.
Cloaksy.
Cloaksy. The thing that was funny too. Did you see the one with Lupo and Tyler or Ninja?
No.
Ninja freaking turned into a different person in this game. They're just insane. Yeah. Backstabbing at that point, covering up. It's just
so depending on how the server's laid out, there is like a cooldown time for the imposter to be able to, like, if they go and kill one person, they have to wait for, it's usually like 20 to 22 seconds to be able to take another person out.
And all that's customizable.
Right.
Like you can make it 50 seconds or 45 seconds.
And so there's been servers where like one or two people were dead in a full lobby of 10, and then 2 imposters would go around and just start just killing everybody in like one round.
It's crazy too, because like if you watch, it's the same game, but you watch multiple personalities. Like Mr. Beast, his team played totally different than Twitch and like any Twitch partnered streamers. It's just so weird.
Yeah.
Just the personalities, how they actually use the game. And I know some of them. Who's the Australian dude that's heavy on YouTube? I forget his name.
I don't watch a lot of gamers on YouTube.
No, I do. I forget his name though.
I'm not sure I've ever seen him.
No, there's a guy there. Basically, his whole thing was he called people during the game and paid them $500 each to basically go with him on the fact that he's not an imposter and see how long he can last.
One of the 200 level IQ plays that I've seen for Trouble in Terrorist Town is it always says on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, innocent, terrorist, or detective.
Yeah.
And it shows up and somebody as there, because you can talk during that.
Right.
Everybody's running around. That's part of the thing where you try to talk and deceive somebody in the middle of the gameplay. But somebody said, they asked somebody a question like, spell terrorist backwards. And they started spelling it backwards because they could see it on the screen, so they knew they were terrorists. So they shot him right there.
That's amazing.
Does this game say that on there? Does this game say you're an imposter on the screen?
Only at the very beginning. Yeah. And once you're in game, your color is red. That's all. Everyone else is white.
Yeah.
Right. But the game was.
You could try that.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't say it on there, it's not as.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
You could try to catch someone and be like,
as,
yo, what's your color name? Red. Oh, you're the imposter.
Yeah.
Can you kill the imposter? Is as a innocent? You can't kill anybody.
You just call an emergency meeting
and
then go like, yo, it's you, and vote them off.
Yeah.
But speaking of the game, the developers had a little bit of moment of fame go straight to their brain.
Yeah.
And announced right away that Among Us 2 was coming out.
Right.
Of course they would.
Then they retracted it.
Of course they would. Because they weren't ready for it.
And they said, nah, we'll just make our game good. So their servers, oh my gosh, they suck so bad. We spent, anytime you play on like a weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday night.
It's not like a private session server?
No. It's all hosted servers, and they have they have a max of it. So you can sit there, and we went through US, EU, and Asia.
And they're hitting a huge surge, too, so they probably were not ready for that.
No, they were not at all.
Developers never know when their game's going to be hot on Twitch.
Yeah.
They were not ready for it, and they were based on their servers for their nobody playing us type of game.
Entry cost $5. I mean, come on.
That's why everybody has it.
Oh, yeah. And if you play it on the iOS, Android, they all work together on the same servers.
Or you can play the game on the phone.
So like Twitch, or not Twitch, oh my gosh.
It's mobile?
Blizz, yeah. Oh. Blizz and I were getting started. Blizz actually couldn't join the session, so he grabbed his phone and he was able to join that way.
That's weird.
So it's cool, multi-platform. It's nice that there's a game that's out.
What are they going to do to work on the game instead of coming out with another one? Is there something you can do other than just improve servers, or are they going to add more content?
I don't know. I don't know what they could do. Other maps.
Yeah, I would imagine
more things to do.
Yeah, more maps.
More people.
More
maybe
objectives.
gadgets. How do you kill somebody?
Often with your, like, when you get near them, you just hit kill. And there's a different animation every time.
Maybe they could add in, like, different ways to kill, like, a weapon or something.
Well, and they added, too, where you can add, like, hats and clothes and things like that.
It would be really cool if they could do, like, a, almost like scenery kills. So, like, you know how you can do sabotage. Like you can do sabotage as the imposter.
Yeah.
But like, what if you were to do something like see a security cam or something and sabotage a thing to like fall on somebody and kill them that way?
I think
traps, you mean?
this game.
That's
this game could benefit from perks.
Yeah.
Where the more you get right, the more you vote right, you end up getting things that might aid you in figuring out who the imposter is quicker.
Yeah.
And that was like what Trouble in Terrorist Town had. One person was a detective,
right?
So they had tools to be able to see how that person was killed. what weapon they were killed with,
And that's
you could
what this game
okay,
was.
that
As-
person I saw was carrying that weapon. That might be them.
Yeah, as simple as the game is, they got a ton of room for improvement.
It's pretty simplistic right now.
They were just probably trying to release another one so they can make some more cash and sell it
Right.
for more than $5. But Steam's the one that decides your price.
Right.
So, yeah, I just thought that was pretty interesting. That
Let's see if it's
it's not surprising to me though that they did that.
let's see if it's number 1 on Twitch right now.
It's not. It's number 3, I think. Last time I checked.
Not the esports tab.
I was gonna say I haven't checked.
Yeah,
It's probably way lower
200
now.
Number 3, 201,000.
So it is 3.
League of Legends 204. Just Chatting 303,000.
So it's number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's impressive though for a $5 game to make it that.
So here's another
high.
game. SCP Secret Laboratory. Never heard
Never
of
heard
it.
of it,
It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's the 8th played game right now with. It's because
That's crazy.
Who's playing it? Rubius, which is he's Spanish speaking, so I don't know where he's from, but he's got 63,000 of the 76,000. So that's why it's big. All it takes is one big streamer to play a game, and you're like, why is this game up there?
Well, and then
And they go test it out.
they
They're like,
do-
we're gonna play this. Everybody play it.
like Twitch does their loot drops or whatever.
Yeah, those are
That's
Always for
amazing,
the same 3 games.
Yeah.
Valorant.
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 And,
Tarkov.
Valorant.
no, I haven't seen anything for Tarkov in a long
Yeah.
time.
And
Well,
Valorant.
I mean, they've
They've
did it.
done it, but I'm saying lately,
Oh,
it's nothing but like League, some things for Valorant.
Didn't they do
forget the other things
Sea of
were.
Thieves once or twice?
They do drops, but
During,
I'm thinking
the
like
release
yeah.
stuff, but not on a consistent basis. It's always like Valorant.
I'm thinking. Sorry,
Oh,
I guess
I
I'm
see.
thinking of the Prime
Yeah.
things, but yeah, drops. Yeah, Sea of Thieves just had a drop. You had to watch for a couple days straight, forget a whole ship set and stuff. But
Oh wow, nice.
I don't know how much I got, but I was trying to watch it. But
Yeah.
yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh, RuneScape's coming to Steam.
Oh nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Speaking of Steam,
Classic or
I don't remember.
I was gonna say that's
Probably both.
That's been
I
out
could
for
get
a
back
really
into
long
RuneScape.
time.
Yeah,
Hardcore.
I would probably, if I do get back into it, I'm going to buy a membership and just get full back into it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play it for free.
Yeah. That
Because
was
so,
my,
you get
that was
so
my
much
game
more.
for a while.
There's so much more when you pay for the membership.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think it's a lot either, but
Well, you don't get very far in the free.
no, not
Is it
like
a-
it used to be. That's the only thing it was.
Is it a monthly membership? Or?
Yeah, I think so. Or you could probably buy a year membership for cheaper or something if you
I'm
don't want to
gonna look it
spend
up.
out that much money.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else I'd seen on Twitch that was new recently. Like just weird how games go through phases. Like I give Among Us maybe 2-3 weeks more, and then it'll be dying off.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
They got to run their course. But then there's the games that are always stuck there. Like League is always in the top. Fortnite's always in the top. GTA 5's always top. And CSGO's always top.
Freaking RuneScape at $10.99 a month.
But you get a lot.
$10.99?
Get a lot.
They couldn't make it $9.99.
No, you get a lot.
But you can do 3 months for 30. That's
So
not.
it's
That's
like
basically
a couple
$10
bucks less.
Yeah.
Or you can do 12 months for 100.
It'll be a while before I
Go
fully get
in
back into it. Like
deep.
that. Oh, Squad. Shroud's playing Squad right now. That's a game.
Squad is out of alpha.
Yeah,
out of
up to 100-person
Yeah,
game.
it's out of early
surprised.
access. That's what I
Yeah, you
meant.
can do
Is,
Squad's awesome.
Is COD on there?
Yeah, it's always up there.
It's just not a.
I don't care about
It's
that,
not
though.
up front.
Well, I know you don't. I'm just saying. I didn't hear you mention that when you were listening to them, and I'm like, man, I figured that one would be up there.
Yeah, it's right behind CSGO.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Rising development costs and operating fees have bumped the price up. Economic factors such as Brexit has impacted subscription every month
That's
on RuneScape.
interesting.
There you go.
$10.99 a month.
The more you know.
The more you know.
The more you know. Speaking of Tom Cruise in space.
What a segue.
I know. I'm good at that.
So, what movie is this for?
It is for a
Not
movie.
impossible.
No. Might be. Why is everything so big? Let me pull the article up
That's
here.
what she said.
From comicbooks.com. All right, let's see here. The COVID-19 pandemic has completely impacted film and TV productions going forward as studios try to figure out how to create new content amid. Let me just go off on a rant here. We were supposed to get Black Widow in November.
Oh,
Right.
We're not getting it till
I
March.
just want to.
We're not getting it till March. But
Way to cut off an article of mine.
oh well. We can talk about because there's more. But we got.
Go ahead.
If we want to do it though, there is one upside to it, and it's that we have 4 Marvel movies next year.
Which is great, but this is the first
And
time
4
in
in
9 years,
2022.
they said,
What?
that we've gone a year without a Marvel movie. This is
Well,
the first time in 8 or 9 years
But
that that's happened.
Here's the
Do we have
thing.
anything at the beginning of the year?
No.
Okay.
This will be the
I-
first year that we've
Yeah.
gone an entire year in
For
8
10.
or 9 years.
No, 10 over 10 probably.
Mm.
Or was there maybe a couple times like in the very beginning? We
Yeah.
didn't have anything for a year.
I
This
Got
is
really
crazy.
exploded.
I am perfectly fine with that because I personally like the feeling of being able to go to the theater to watch it. And
We were,
with,
we were
with
going
oth-
to here in November.
Well,
that was a thing.
I mean, with other people, like, aren't theaters still like super limited?
Oh,
I don't know.
Like,
It's not going to
so
stop
I
doing
think they
things.
are.
still
But
down. I still wanted to go see it this year. Now we got to wait. Is it March? Right?
2021, I think it is March.
March. But we get 4, I guess.
yeah.
If that's the only.
Which is
caveat.
cool.
Are we getting any of the? Oh, we'll talk about it later.
Huh?
We'll talk about it later once you get to your thing.
I'm not going to talk about it. We talked about it. That was just my little thingy.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Are we getting any of the Netflix shows or Disney Plus shows? I mean, this year are they pushing
I
this
didn't.
back too?
I didn't look. I'll check.
I haven't heard.
I know
of
that
them.
they're slated for a movie. Oh, what is it? There's one coming out with what's his name?
Yeah,
Samuel L.
okay.
Jackson. He's the main character of it. It's not Agents of Shield. It's a whole other thing.
Is that out already? Did I miss that yet? That new last season out?
Oh, for Shield?
Agents of Shield.
I don't think it's out yet.
So it's gonna be a last season, but I don't remember
If
if
it
came out
was,
yet.
I heard nothing about
I need
it.
to check it on Netflix.
I'm gonna pull this up.
Check.
Nick
Agents
Fury
of-
reported to return in his new Disney Plus series.
in his own series.
In his own series.
Oh, that's new.
Be
They're
kind of cool.
gonna call it like Fury.
It's actually not a bad title.
Well, that's already taken.
I'm just saying.
That movie about World War II. Tom,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
not Tom.
Still not cool. That's a cool title though. But yeah, I saw that article and I was kind of like, it's kind of cool. So that's slated, I think, for this year too. No idea
Already?
when, though. Yeah.
They've already made it.
No,
Exciting?
they're going to make it. They're working on it.
Okay, when you said slated for this year, I thought you meant like it was coming out this year.
No,
It's like
it's being
absurd,
worked on
huh?
this year.
But action star Tom Cruise unintentionally found a creative way to sidestep that. With news breaking earlier this year that the actor plans to film a movie entirely in outer space. I'm leaving Tom Cruise.
Wait,
I'm not joking.
in literal space?
Yeah.
With him?
Yes. On the space station. I'll get to that.
Dude is wild.
The film would be a collaboration between Elon Musk's SpaceX and NASA.
Of course.
And it's the 2 leading space.
He's a freak, man.
Yeah.
Guy does his own stunts. He hangs out of planes for a
Oh, I
movie.
know. I'm just saying.
He broke his leg on one of the jumps between the 2 buildings during an actual shoot and broke his leg and still continued to finish the shot. Came off limping.
Didn't he slam his leg in the
That's-
side of that plane there when it lifted off too?
Oh, yeah, he had something there too.
Just the intensity of it.
The
smacked his
production
leg.
would take place aboard the International Space Station, and now we know when that could potentially literally get off the ground. According to the new report from TMZ, a 2020 to 2023 manifest list crowned Tom Cruise and director Doug Liman, maybe, among the passengers of the International Space Station. Dude is expected to hitch a ride to the space station on the SpaceX Crew Dragon rocket and capsule to ISS, which will launch in October of 2021.
Sick.
Wow.
So he's taking a ride up. Wonder how much that actually cost. I'd say here.
Quite a bit, probably.
Yeah, here. The action adventure film, which is still untitled, reportedly has a $200 million commitment from Universal Studios. Days after initial rumors around the film first began to swirl, NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine, confirmed the news, arguing that the projects will likely film will inspire a new generation of engineers and scientists to make NASA ambitious plans a reality.
It'd be kind of cool. That's
yeah, shoot the whole
wild. I
thing up
mean,
in the space
considering like what kind of training does he have to go through just to go through?
Same as astronauts.
Yeah,
That's
the
crazy.
dude is willing to do anything to make it work.
Yeah. I mean, they do quite a bit.
But does he have to also have a crew?
They're very limited. I mean, you can't fit a.
So what is he going to like station his camera and turn it on and then do a scene?
He's gonna have a videographer go up with, I would assume. Wow. And then coordination with the guys from on the space station. too.
Here's a question: have we ever had an in-space movie recorded before?
in space
Yeah.
like a movie? No.
That's the thing. Like this is
the
going to
first
be
ever movie shot. in
non-CG, non-emulated
space. I
situation.
mean, we shoot videos in space all the time at the space station.
No, I'm talking
but
about
a movie,
actual film.
production, No.
It's wild.
I'm pumped for that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I need to start doing is, I just saw this. I'm scrolling down in comic books. They have everything coming to Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu Max, Hulu and Disney Plus, Hulu and Amazon Prime Video. I got to do that. I got to start doing that. What's coming to those platforms each month because they release that.
True.
Yeah.
Sorry, just something I thought of. There's a huge list of things coming out.
Random.
Yeah, sorry, just happened to see that.
No, that'd be cool. Change it. Do the things that you're excited to watch, because there's a whole list.
I'm still scrolling through. There's quite a bit.
Well, you can prep.
Yeah.
For next week.
Boogie Nights is coming. A lot of the stuff is older stuff. It's just finally getting put up on. I'm just holding down, and it's still scrolling through the list. Going. Up. Yep, still going. Yep. That was just for the 1st of October. I was going through October 4th. It gives me by days. Never mind. It's still going.
Dang.
I'm not going to scroll through all that.
That's crazy.
But yeah, Tom Cruise is recording in space. I thought that was cool because I'm a space guy. Love space.
Yeah.
Space.
Space.
So I think it was 2 weeks ago you had talked about the new RTX 30 series that came out.
Yep, 2 weeks ago.
Senor.
Last we talked about the scammers,
Right.
scalpers.
Week before we talked about the card releasing.
Right.
Yep.
So now that some of the cards are actually getting out there, maybe not to the normal consumer, but at least to the tech reviewers. So I happened to catch a video from a YouTube channel called Jay's 2 Cents.
Whoop.
Was it?
Yep.
And he ended up getting cards from not only NVIDIA, but from the other big manufacturers like EVGA and
Asus.
Asus and MSI and all those. And they have been trying to, just test the functions out on them and see, how well they really, truly perform. And they tried doing like overclocking and that kind of stuff. And people are experiencing numerous problems of the cards just completely malfunctioning. And so
Trouble on the honeymoon.
So this Jay's 2 Cents tried to dive in to figure out what was going on with it. Turns out that the different manufacturers, so I think NVIDIA's were okay, but
Third party stuff.
Yeah, it's all the other third party ones are coming out with the cards that have relays on the back of exposed relays on the back of them that are sit right behind the actual like GPU, and so there's supposed to be I think 6 relays, yeah, and the ones from NVIDIA have on one of the middle ones have a small set of like super small relays, okay. And then on some of the other cards, they just replace those super small relays with with the bigger ones. And so they're just running full 6 large relays. So they're finding that when they go to overclock it, that the relays themselves are actually making so much, I don't know if it would be called like electromagnetic noise or something like that. Yeah.
It has a different, if I remember correctly, some kind of like an impedance issue with the larger ones, and actually caused. It caused. Didn't it cause like artifacting and stuff like crazy, like almost like image issues, like entirely?
Well, from what I've heard, like people's cards have been like completely
crashing. The driver's been crashing because of it too, and the cards been crashing. But I also saw like displays that were just going like snow, like just messed up.
And
some of them just completely fried.
No.
Some of the boards
I don't think
that were any components actually blown up.
No,
I don't think so.
No, this is something that they'll have to recall, and it's not software. Okay, this is a hardware thing, but they didn't
hardware
follow.
thing that caused a software problem.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I mean, kind of. The card flaked out.
Yeah.
The card gave it. Like, there's no driver fix for that unless they throttle things down.
Yeah. So Jay's 2 Cents ended up saying that the best way he could explain it was, you go to a library and people are talking, being super loud. You can't understand what you can't get what you're reading, and so that's basically what's happening to the chip itself, is that it's getting so much noise from the relays, even though we physically can't hear this noise. It's messing up like all the coding and stuff that happens in the chip.
It's losing calculations,
right? And so but from what I've been reading, he was saying that it was only on, I think, the 3080s and the 3090s. He did not say anything about the 3070s, but I don't know.
I don't think
if
they have a 3070 yet to test.
Right.
The 3090 was just kind of released this past week.
Yeah. 37 is coming out this month or next month, October.
No, I think is it November, October, November.
I'm not sure of the date.
I forget.
I know it's
I'll look it
soon,
up. I'm always the guy that's going to look it up.
But yeah, so it's kind of a bummer on seeing these legendary new GPUs.
That's why you
coming
never
out.
buy right away.
Right.
Yep.
So that in the past,
But
never buy right away.
the other thing is that from what they
October.
were saying, they currently don't have or I should say the other manufacturers or like third party ones have not actually made any statements about this whatsoever.
Oh, because someone's in trouble.
Because Nvidia themselves, like from what I was seeing on the YouTube video, that Nvidia has acknowledged it, and that their some of their cards are showing like minimal issues.
Yeah.
When it comes to those relay problems,
The reference cards.
But yeah, but the cards that definitely have those relays changed, all of them have been showing problems when they're getting overclocked.
Yeah, and they're going to have to be recalled probably to fix that.
Oh, and the 3090 already sold out too.
Yeah.
Like, just same as the 3080.
Oh
did.
yeah,
Completely.
$1,500.
Yeah, and you still got all your scammers and all that fun stuff on there.
Yep.
Actually, our buddy Kalp earlier today was showing me.
Shout out.
He was
Our
he
one
was
fiscal supporter.
$1 a month.
We're up to $359.
Woo!
Slow down.
He ended up showing me an
Split a
eBay
cracker.
listing of the PS5s, so like the pre-orders for them, and there was one that showed a picture of a paper looking PS5, literally said on the description paper, and it was going for $5,000.
Right on.
Probably one of the ones that were counteracting the
Yeah, it could
scalpers.
be, yeah.
That's what the scalpers were. That's what they were doing for the.
Right. Yeah, I figured it was,
80s.
but I didn't know if they were doing that for PlayStation or not. But
And speaking of graphics cards, AMD's counter offer, Navi. You
Yep.
guys looking at that? That should be coming out here. Should be announcing stuff. But
I'm
it's
excited to see it.
The Radeon RX 6000 series. What do you think? Do you think they're going to be able to match and compete?
I think they're going to be like $50 more expensive.
Yeah.
I think they'll be $550.
Yeah, this article says in just a few weeks, AMD will counter NVIDIA's recent RTX 30 series, which I think should be 3000. I'm just going to put that back out there.
It was
I'm
20
going to say it.
It was 20 series.
I don't care.
The last one.
I think it should be 2000 series.
Should be.
But then we call it 3080. We don't call
Yeah.
it 3080. So I see
NVIDIA
why.
3080.
I get that RTX 3080. The counter launched with its own next gen graphics card, the Radeon RX 6000. I'm just calling it the 60 series. Yeah, I'd be interested to see if it says it's a relevant question and concern, but most of the situation within RTX 3080, 3090 right now, both of which sold out in minutes. I would assume that.
I'm willing to go AMD if the card is sick.
But like, how much more sick does it have to be? Because it's so crazy when you compare cards and they're like so close, and like getting the next one from 3070 to 3080, you'll be able to get like a 10%, like a 10 FPS boost. Sometimes you see that, like you'll see that, and like,
Yeah.
is a couple $100 worth extra 10 FPS? Like,
No, not between the 37 and 3080.
just
or
not,
even
I'm
3080
not
and
necessarily
3090.
those are going to be a difference in that, but I always see that like it's got to be like crazy for me to actually go, okay,
Yeah.
it's worth actually spending that much. But most people don't need those higher end ones.
Well, and the other issue
get
that
it
was
for the
coming
naming.
out with the 3090 series is that there's a lot of enthusiasts, beyond enthusiasts, to go into professional environments, CAD users, 3D modelers, people that are making movies and videos and things like that. They're upset because the 3090 actually doesn't have as much horsepower for those types of processes as it does for gaming.
Are they still using those Quattro cards? Because those are the cards for rendering. And
Yeah, but
that's the card you should get.
But those cards,
Those are also very expensive.
for the thing is, I think that when I was watching a Linus video, he was saying that the cards themselves, that they're unlockable, like their Titan variant.
Okay.
So they're excited to see the
The
Titan,
30 series?
the 3090
Yeah.
is capable of it.
Of
So they just said, hey, just do us a kind thing and just unlock it for us. Like, let us pay the $1,500 for an RX 3090, and then let's use that for rendering and things like that, and video work and modeling and all that jazz. So something's going to push that Titan when it comes out. That price point is going to be nuts.
Are they actually going to come out with a Titan anymore?
Yeah. They plan on it. That's from what I saw. They're playing on it.
Because
Which is going to be like 3K, 4K.
Titan came out in the 1000 series. Didn't come out around the same time, and then the 2080 came out, which was better than the Titans.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, okay, no purpose having the Titans anymore.
Yeah.
If they do the Titans, they better make it like, said it takes like 2 series before it finally gets overtaken. Yeah. This article says that it could potentially sit anywhere for price and performance between the 3080 and 3070.
Yeah. That's right.
So somewhere in there, I'm assuming. If the performance came close to the 3080 while costing 150 less, we'll have to see that. It'd be cool. But I don't care one way or the other. Like, I'm still going to just build, because it's like difference between AMD and Intel for CPU. There's really not that much difference.
Yeah. Used to
most
be,
people.
but not anymore.
Like, just for what, like,
both 64-bit. They both run.
Yeah, they're both going to do what you need to do.
Yeah.
So just get, like, I'm just comfortable with Intel kind of stuff because I just know the Intel naming and stuff like that. So I'll probably get that on the next one. Mm-hmm. But cause that's what I was trying to talk with Blizz back and forth on, like, should I go AMD or Intel? And he was talking, it's like, it doesn't really matter. 6 in one hand, half dozen the other. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
On those for what I need it. I mean, there isn't it for video editing? Maybe the AMD is a little bit better, but
no. I mean,
I can't remember what we were talking about.
I mean, they're both really close. I mean, it comes down to price per performance, and like for me, the 2700 series, the Ryzen 7 we got.
Yes.
I mean, those are fairly cheap.
Yeah.
And they're powerhouses of CPUs. So as long as Intel, can match that for performance, the thing is they're so expensive.
Yeah.
They ain't cheap.
Right.
And Intel is a little bit better for gaming in most aspects.
Yeah.
But when it comes to task and calculations, AMD does some pretty good stuff too. So it's just like, and they're catching up. I mean,
but they're so close together that like,
it's
there's
nominal.
minute differences, and it's like,
then you just end up finding your own brand, finding what CPU you like better, and going with it.
I just stick with the name.
One's an Indy, one's an Audi.
Yeah.
Pins out and pins in.
Yeah, pretty much, technically.
Yeah.
What AMD is pins out or in on the CPU, and the pins are on the board, right?
No, Intel pins are on the board.
That's right. Yeah.
And Intel's the flat surfaces. AMD's got pins
on the CPU.
Yep.
And they go into little slots.
Yeah.
Yep. Dim there, little slots.
I always think like, and then there's the problem of like having to fix one of those tiny little pins.
Oh gosh,
I'd rather have the pins on the board because it's less probable to bend one of those pins than it is on the little tiny thing that you're moving around a lot.
Yeah.
Like it's probably why they do that too.
Yeah. I was a little sweating it when I'm trying to put my chip into
Just take it out of the box, hurry up, put it in.
Well, the thing is, like,
no more fingling around with it. Just get it in there and then work.
When you're working with AMD, the pins on the chip are straight posts.
Yeah.
On Intel, they're
slanted.
They're a slanted, like spring-loaded pin.
Yeah.
And those are even more difficult to fix.
Yeah.
But
impossible. You might as well throw your wood away. Not worth it.
Yeah.
But
just return it and somehow say that they spent on shipping or something. Not get a new one.
Yeah.
But yeah, still interesting times. We're still keeping up with the whole computer stuff. Interesting times on graphics cards right now. I don't know when CPUs and stuff are coming out or anything. If there's nothing coming out lately.
Yeah, I don't think so.
The 10,000 series already come out for Intel.
Already out?
I believe so. Okay. Yeah.
I haven't.
The 100X, whatever it is.
Even since quarantine, I didn't really pay attention to much computer stuff.
Yeah.
Like out of the loop.
Yep.
AMD has been doing so well in the compute that they actually came out with like an X variant of their highest chips that were just slightly boosted more, and they were the same price as their previous.
It's kind of like the K versions of Intel.
And they're the same price as their previous variant. So
K ones are really the ones that K for Intel, the ones that you can overclock. You can't overclock non-K versions.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
I got something interesting to talk about.
Go ahead.
Like how my hands like this? Do it look sassy?
Looks like something else, but all right.
Sassy. I was talking to my dad about this week and my brother-in-law, but I'm kind of excited and I'm kind of going back on what I said in the first couple episodes about the Xbox Series X.
Okay.
Because
he's getting it. He's gonna be a console guy.
no, I mean, here's the thing. I don't know yet.
He's getting a Xbox. Inside joke. Sorry. Go ahead.
For those that don't know, there's an inside joke that has to do with a katana.
Good.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, they did something kind of cool with their pricing that we haven't done yet that I can remember. Xbox Series S is going to be a $25 a month subscription that you can pay to get the console, Xbox Game Pass, and Xbox Live together. So
How long is it going to take you to pay that off?
2 years.
Jeez.
But think about how many things do you sign up for now that are 2 years? Literally, you pay
Is that
$25.
going to cost you more though?
No.
Not going to cost you more.
So I'll break it down because I actually did this with my dad this week because I told him I was like, you'd be an idiot not to trade in your Xbox One X or S for that. But basically, when it comes down to it, the subscription for Game Pass is $15 a month. So you're paying $10 out of that 25.
If you're a Discord Nitro user, you get 3 free months right now. Sorry.
Wait for Game Pass.
Yeah, for
Like,
Xbox Game
my
Pass,
brain-
you get 3 free months of Disc if you have Discord Nitro. Sorry.
Nice.
Just
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. I saw somebody giving that away on stream. I'm like,
Game Pass?
Yeah, like, but they it was like they were giving away. Like, I'm like, you're probably a Discord Nitro user because it's the
Oh,
exact time.
yeah.
I'm like, quit piggybacking off and making it seem like you're being so generous. You're just giving that for free.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, yeah, I get it. But basically, what it comes down to is for the Series S, that's the one that is claiming 1440p gaming. It's still upscale to 4K, but it's a base of 1440p. That console, $25. 10 of that $25 is for the console. You end up paying about $230, $240 over the course of 2 years, as opposed to $300 in tax. So, if you plan on getting a console, like that's the way to go.
And you can't afford it all at once. Then,
yeah, and it comes with the controller. It comes with the console. It comes with Game Pass, connectivity with Xbox Live. I mean, that stuff ain't cheap. But also for $10 more, you get the Series X. So $35 a month, you get the Series X console, and that's a pretty killer deal. Especially since Game Pass is already $15, and there's crazy amounts of games in Game Pass. Like if you don't own games and you just want to be like the casual gamer, like all of them are in that. Call of Duty's not, I don't think, but a lot of the games that are fun, family games, Rocket League is now free to play. I was going to say that was in there. Sea of Thieves is in there.
Gosh, Rocket League's numbers have exploded.
Oh, I bet.
They were up to like 1.4 million users online.
I bet.
That is nuts. When Chewy and I were playing, it was like 700 and some thousand.
I'm frustrated because I've got to go back and register my PC as my primary source, and then on my Switch, I have to make it my secondary. But it's cool because now my progression will go between all of them.
Oh, they do? Okay.
So I thought it was kind of cool. It just because they're switching structure.
Yeah. It's not through Epic.
So yeah.
Well, you can launch it still through Steam, but
Yeah, but it's pretty sweet.
you have to connect your Epic's game account thing to it now.
Yeah.
Everything's changed. The menus have changed.
Oh yeah,
It's
all different. The whole back end's different.
Chewy, oh my gosh, Chewy threw me for a loop. I about rage quit. I was trying to load up because I was having a problem with my Epic game thing linking. It didn't want to link properly through their process, so I had to do it differently.
Right.
He was like, "Yeah, you lose all of your stuff in the garage and you start over." And I thought he was serious. I was like, dude, he did it so well. It's hard for that to happen to me. And I was like, so I was like, what? So I'm like, I don't have all my items. He goes, no, I don't have any of mine. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And he's
Chewy.
like, yeah, I am. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. I said, don't do that. I had so much stuff.
That's crazy. I actually was. I'm glad you said it because I was concerned.
There's a whole new season. Oh my gosh, there's so much to do. There's weekly challenges. There was that, but it's different now.
How did they handle the servers with the influx?
I don't know. I think some people I saw on Twitter were saying that they were having problems. We didn't have much problems.
Yeah.
I didn't. Nothing more than normal. I mean, I was playing on EU servers for a while for Chewy, and I was still. Now it's still funky no matter what when you play on EU servers because the car's not near the ball when they hit it half the time. So trying to adjust to that, but it's just because my ping was like 150 if you're playing over there. Yeah. Chewy is actually able to have like normal ping when you play EU. Usually has like 50 then.
Nope.
every once in a while you'll just see it, like, you won't be saying anything, and then you'll see the card just drive off, and I look and the ping's like 999. Well, we lost him. It's like, there goes that game.
Peace out.
But yeah, what were we talking about? Xbox stuff.
Well, the only thing about the Xbox I was going to say is you have to be able to. It's going to be through credit inquiry, so it's going to have 0% APR for 24 months.
You have to like buy an Xbox credit card thing.
It's just a financing, so it's not a credit card, but it's a finance credit. It's a line of credit for the Xbox.
Somewhere. It's a catch.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's
You just can't like link it up to your debit or credit card and good to go.
not for this particular payment plan. You can buy a console with your credit card.
Yeah.
But you can't just pay like $25 a month as a regular payment, and then like it has to go through some kind of credit line. So, yeah.
You got anything else?
Yeah.
What you got?
So, how many times have you guys watched a YouTube video where either at the very beginning of the video or like the actual person in the video themselves had done a advertisement for Ring, the home security stuff?
Yeah. Okay, I know where you're going because I looked at this today.
Right. So I mean, you know about.
I got something else I can branch off to. That was cool.
Yep.
But yeah, you know about the Ring, like
Issue?
the security service.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Ring doorbell.
Yeah.
And their problems.
So I mean, I don't know much about the problems, but I ended up seeing that they are currently working on a new device for their systems that is a drone.
In-home drone.
Yeah, and so from what I've been
It
reading
lands
on some, from what I've been reading on some of the tech reviews, is that it's not a drone that you can necessarily pilot.
No.
Yeah, it's all automated.
It's all automated. So like you hit a
doesn't-
button,
yeah.
it'll fly to like a designated room, and like can show you everywhere in the room. But you can't just sit there like a video game and fly it around your house. But yeah, it's it fully recharges when it goes back and lands, and then whenever you call it up again, and so I think their entire idea is supposed to replace some of their other items, so you don't have to buy like a dozen different sensors to put in different rooms and everything.
Yeah, I mean, if you can fly a little drone up to your
It's
bedroom.
not instantaneous, though. It won't catch something instantaneously. It has to hurry up and pick up, fly
Yeah.
over there.
Oh, right,
So
right.
it does
yeah.
have a drawback, a con of
Yeah.
always recording. If you have a Ring camera in your dining room,
Yeah.
it won't catch something that's instantaneous.
Right.
So what's like the application for it? Then why would I want to use that? Why would I need?
'Cause it's a
something to go
drone,
fly?
dude.
Why would I need something to go fly? Like how does? What the heck was that? I thought somebody farted.
Motorcycle or something.
Jeez. I was like, wow, I heard that through the microphone.
If you're not wearing headphones, that's probably a weird statement to say because you probably didn't hear that.
Yeah. But like, so why would I? What situations is that?
Well, rooms you can't get a camera in it.
But like, how do I? Okay, so now what triggers a thing? Okay, I need to go. Is this something I go off on a vacation and I only see what it looks like in the bedroom?
Yeah, I would
And then it
imagine
flies to the bedroom?
it's more of a. It's probably more. I think it's going to be better worked with other parts of their system.
I feel like it's
not-
going to be gimmicky.
But we're still trying to understand what the purpose of having the flying
Why do I
does
need a
for a
flying drone?
security proactive measure.
Yeah.
I don't.
This is a
think,
very reactive thing.
Yeah, I don't
You
think
have
it's
to manually control that unless they have some way but you still then have to have something in that room for that thing to know, okay, I need to go to that room. And
Even if it
fly.
was set to a path,
Yeah.
what is the purpose of it?
Yeah. I don't know.
Say it's automated.
I
Say
like
I
the
click on a
idea.
bedroom and it goes in the middle of the bedroom and it oscillates in a circle and lets me know what's in the room.
But I have to do that.
Cool. But what is that?
To manually do
But
that.
what does that do for me?
Yeah. I'm not dissing it. I
mean,
think it's a cool thing, but
yeah.
like I'm trying to figure out
Hey, it could be.
Unless you're like,
tabletop
I wonder who's in the backyard and flies out your back.
But you
know.
got to have a door or window open. And
I know,
It's
I'm
got
just-
to know. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I understand that. Like, that would be. But I did see that, and in coordination with that, the article that I had seen was they have a new product that they came out with that didn't really get a lot of hype, and it came out with an announcement for the drone and a couple other, and they came out with a bunch of products all at the same time. But it's a new sensor for your mailbox. And it works with Amazon.
Oh, yeah,
and
I saw
lets
that.
You know It'll give you a
when mail's
thing
there.
when the door gets open, and then it can work in coordination with your Ring doorbell. If your doorbell can see the mailbox, and then it will
Snap a
also
video.
then give you a video of what somebody's opened in that mailbox and stuff like that.
That
So
would
I
be
thought that was kinda
cool. Is
I
if
think it only
that
works with
sensor,
Amazon right now.
if that sensor on there had a camera that they could just look up and see who put the mail in the mailbox.
Yeah. But that's what I had seen today, and then was scrolling and saw about the drone thing. I'm like, what? I'm trying to figure out the purpose of this and figure out how to.
Yeah,
make that work.
I'm sure it's more of a, like, just on its own, it's more of just a surveillance, like, you know, if parents are away from home, you know, want to make sure their kids are in bed kind of thing. You know,
Why wouldn't I just put a stationary camera in the kid's bedroom?
I mean,
Because doesn't a sucker cost a couple $100?
well, it does, but I think it would still be cheaper than putting a camera in every single one of the rooms in your house.
I don't know. How does that thing also? It's got to learn. It's got to learn how to map. And
Well, I
mean, I
didn't
think.
really
I
read
mean,
into
there's
that, but,
like
It's impressive.
there's stuff. Yeah.
Sorry,
I mean, it's
yawning.
not like it can't map,
right.
but yeah, it's gonna take a lot of setup too, because you got to go. Okay, this is the bedroom. Here's the GPS location for the bedroom, and this is the upstairs, and this is how you like.
And then
If I wanted
collision
to get,
avoidance stuff
if I
too.
wanted to get upstairs,
It's got to know how to climb steps.
well, yeah. So how do you get it to go? That you got to be able to somehow manually
Well, from
you
what
manually
yeah,
take it to go, okay, this is this point when I want you to go to the bedroom. This is the point I want you to go to.
Right.
Check. And then come back. But you just carry it over there and go, okay, mark that GPS spot and then carry it and pop it back in?
Well,
Or do you have to have a
actually,
controlled flight over there and go, okay, mark that
I
location?
mean, I'm thinking it's more of an obstacle avoidance thing because, at least with my DJIs, if I am indoors at all, it will not get a.
I know,
a
but
satellite
how's that thing going to know that I wanted to go to the bedroom? How do I
Sensors.
go, okay, that's the bedroom. When I say bedroom, this is the room you go to.
I'm thinking it's got to be some sort of mapping software.
I know, but how do you fly it? It's got to fly there, or you carry it there and go, okay, this is the location.
Unless
of this
it
room.
knows-
It doesn't know your house.
Unless
on
it
its way
does
out.
a 3D scan of the room and does like 3D space and knows that this is that point in the room that I
No,
go to.
But I'm saying the initial setup.
You might have to put it there and
That's
have
what I
it
mean. You got to
oscillate.
carry it there, or do you have to like carry it over, hit the button, and let it fly and go, okay, this is that spot of this room.
It may not work up steps. It might only work in.
Yeah, because then it's got to
single
figure out how
floor.
to go up and then navigate up a set of steps. But
Well,
you have to you'd have to go somehow. It has to know.
From
how
what
to,
I've heard, it's still in the
Early
like,
phases.
early
Yeah.
phases. So like I'm sure they're
I'm
gonna.
not
Have,
sure. Yeah, it's just
like
all the
a-
questions I have about it, and it's just because I haven't looked into it.
Yeah.
I just seen it. I was going to put the article for the Amazon thing in there, but I was able to memorize it enough that I didn't put it in there. But
It's just, in my opinion, it's cool. It's cool that we're at a age in technology where you can survey the inside of your house with a drone that's not much bigger than my phone.
I can do it with a 4-year-old too. So don't tell me what's going on in that room in there.
yeah,
I mean,
now what's stopping it from a cat or a dog
Oh yeah.
taking that sucker out of the air?
well, I mean, I don't think the thing's
It's got its very specific audience.
well, like it has like
So someone can be like, yo, I can check my house out with a drone.
rotor guards and stuff
Yeah,
on it.
that's,
So,
Oh, yeah.
that's not stopping
it's-
a cat from whacking.
It's
it.
Well,
the
yeah,
the
but I'm saying,
enclosed grill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's fine. That's expected.
But what does it do to recover? You mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
kid walking
that-
through the house and
right.
mom and dad's checking on him, just slap the drone out of the desk. It's not like it's flying up in the ceiling because you don't have high base.
Go to
anyways.
go
I
to
mean,
go to
just-
log in on your phone and your cat's just sitting there just gnawing on the
I
thing.
mean, yeah, I see. There's problems if it falls or
Yeah.
has a problem and it bumps into something and it just freaks out and then lays there and then you've got to like
Right.
fix it
Figure
over
it out.
time and pick it back up
Yeah.
and
Just starts it has like some sort of speaker on it and just starts screaming whenever.
help! I've fallen and I can't get up. Typical life alert. Help! I've fallen. I can't get up. Very typical, but
Thought of you this week.
why?
Segue. I found something
Surprise me.
that was interesting to me.
Okay.
Probably interesting to you.
What if it's not? How disappointed are you going to be if I just go, or I go, oh yeah, I
Nah.
already knew.
I just want to go on record. Okay.
Go ahead.
It's about small houses. Might got piqued your interest? Okay. There is
Maybe. I may already know because I've just.
you probably already know.
We'll see.
California business Mighty Buildings.
I don't know.
The first company in, I think, ever that right now that has gone full commercial of building 3D printed houses in 24 hours.
Whoa.
It's 350 square foot housing units that are being 3D printed in place in less than 24 hours or less.
I would assume most of it's going to be for like disaster relief. That's been the idea.
No, I mean a mix of it.
Prefab houses for disaster relief.
Yeah, but they're actually moving into like commercial building, like for homes and things like that.
They're printing them out of concrete.
Yeah. Yep. And if you watch the video on, I actually have a video in one of my articles, like
we can throw it up.
It actually lays out like the concrete in the honeycomb formation and different formations of the concrete to like the top level. You can see at a slant, see that it's filling in, and then they just let it dry, and it's good to go.
I watched a longer video on like a competition between companies or organizations that they, I think maybe it was NASA or somebody, the government was doing a competition to 3D print habitats for like on Mars, how to do.
But that's like their house that they're making in 24 hours.
So get you the frame, and then you got to put up the rest of the stuff. I wonder how it's going to do like inside walls, and it's going to give you a shell.
No, it prints.
Well, I mean,
everything
like
you see here.
Electrical in it, and the
oh yeah, I mean, you'll have to.
That's what I mean.
You'll have to do
print
that
the
part.
shell.
Yeah,
and then you're going to have to install everything else.
Right. Yeah.
Is that installing of everything else included in the 24 hours? Or is it just going to print the shell of the house?
It's just going to print the house. Just going to print the house in 24 hours.
So 24 hours. So I didn't know if it was like going to print the house in 18 hours, and the rest of those 6 hours were installing everything else.
Nope. You can watch it printing in the video there, and it's basically everything but the windows and everything.
To the windows. To the wall. Can't say that.
It's just
it's on TV.
It's just crazy on how far 3D printing has come.
Well, they moved into food, then they moved into concrete.
Yeah, dude, they're
metal.
They're 3D printing with metal.
Yeah.
Rubber stuff.
Is
your 3D printer up and going?
No, I still have to buy.
Dang it, Moose!
I
got stuff I need to print.
There was a.
I had somebody else at work ask me, "You said you had a friend that had the 3D printer." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "But I'm not sure if it's working yet." It's like, oh man, all right.
That's 3D printing for you. No,
that's like not fixing your
That's
printer.
being lazy is what it is. It's been down for like 4 months or longer, and he hasn't
see
done
these dudes
anything.
on TikTok making full Iron Man costumes, and
oh no, mine would never be able to get anything that
too
in
small.
depth.
you'd be surprised because they're doing some of this stuff.
It is like
small.
the cheapest one that you can buy right now. But anyway, so like
buy one.
they're making one of the racing industries that I watch.
Yeah.
They had to they were trying to print some parts for a new Toyota Supra because they don't have that many aftermarket parts for it, and they were trying to print an air intake that could handle like around 1,000 horsepower.
Oh wow!
And so they had to actually go to a place with a 3D printer that could actually sit there and it had like these like beads of metal, and they would take and like it was, super fine.
Yeah.
And they would lay it out almost like on a nice like fine screen, and then a laser would
Come through and melt it.
Yeah, it would basically just like shock it almost. It would melt that layer, and then they just keep doing it layer after layer after layer to the point that they legit had a full on, completely one of a kind piece made.
Dang.
And there's so many different types of 3D printers. The most common is it lays it, but then there's also like submerses in like a liquid and it builds it inside of there. Mm-hmm. There's little ones that make it a negative, and like there's so many different styles of also 3D.
And like in the consumer ones, I always thought it was really cool with the ones that you that have the supports that dissolve in a solvent.
Yeah, that's how it used to be when. So I would say like I was able to get a little bit of a glimpse of 3D printing before. Because working at college, we had a 3D printer, and the sucker was the same thing. You had to print it and on a bed or whatever. You take the bed out, and there was a 2-part solution, and you had to dissolve an acid, and you had to get all gloved up and stuff because it was some nasty stuff. Right. But yeah, that sucker was like $3,000, and in today's standards, it wouldn't be anything impressive compared to what our $3,000 can do nowadays.
It's less than your $200 printer.
It was a full thing. It had an enclosure door on it. It was all like climate control on the inside. But
I want a really nice one though. Like I want one that I can make some serious prints on.
MakerBot.
Yeah. I had it at my old job. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Ken's got a bunch of ones you can just use now. Available to public in there.
Tusk Library does them, I think, too, right?
Yeah.
That Extreme Experience.
Library too.
The Extreme Experience racing thing that I went on, they've been posting this week where someone came to one of their events with a 3D printed Lamborghini Aventador.
It probably costs more to print it in filament than it
Probably.
In filament.
Yes, it's all. Well, I don't know.
It
Like
probably
some
doesn't
of it
work.
was
It's
carbon
just the
fiber
body.
and stuff, but it was mainly, I think, just the body panels
Shell.
and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like I'm pretty
Still
sure
kinda
the
cool, though.
frame was like custom made out of metal and stuff, but I mean, the guy tried to like emulate the car as best he could, and like the dash and everything is from.
It wasn't drivable, was it?
It was, but I highly doubt you would be able to like
Go very
race
fast with
it. I mean, the guy drove it
Get
in,
into
but
a wreck and the thing just disintegrates, and shatters into 1,000.
Wouldn't take a
pieces.
wreck, just hit a curb.
Just,
Yeah.
yeah, just.
so
Shit, I was gonna say something else. Oh yeah. So speaking of the tiny house, why I'm interested is moving forward with my bus, my schoolie. I just got to find one. Found one. I was sitting waiting for
How you gonna do electric?
normal. I mean, like into it.
Yeah.
Like you can do an RV hookup, so I'm probably gonna have it still hardwired in, not hardwired, but a cord running to it from somewhere that's got power, just like you do like an RV hookup, basically. Or you can do in coordination or with whatever. I want to do solar, so do a 12-volt system in it as well. I don't want to go off grid, like for the foreseeable future type of thing, but it's one as an option.
So what about your like gaming rig?
People have them. That's where I would. And people have it when they do it off grid. You
On
can get-
battery?
You can get quite a bit.
For how many hours though?
I don't know. I'd have to watch the video again, but there's a couple videos I've seen. But that's why I'm mainly going to focus on being plugged in, because I'm still going to have a computer in there.
Yeah.
'Cause that's still a big portion of my life.
now, are you dead set on doing a school bus, or would you do something like there was that one tour bus for sale, like on the north end of
I don't
Strasbourg?
even want to know what happened inside that bus.
Oh well, I mean,
There's some weird things probably happen in that bus, and I don't want that in the back of my mind.
You don't think it won't happen in a school bus?
And I know, but it's more innocent.
True.
you always see those tour buses from the one company called Fun Bus.
I do not. I'm sure about.
There's actual tour companies with buses that on the side of it says Fun Bus.
There you go.
Yeah,
Or very dark tinted windows.
Yep.
No windows at all. But yeah, no, it took me a while, and it was just going to be a school bus. Makes sense for me right now, rather than building it on trailer, because I narrowed it down between two: on a trailer or a school bus. Downside of a trailer one, it needs to be built from the ground up, unless you find one already built. And you have to have a truck to help move it, because my car ain't moving a tiny house.
Right.
Bus, shell's already built. It's got the roof. It's got the shell. It's everything you need there.
Right.
And it can drive itself.
Right.
So, and you don't need a CDL or anything.
Now,
for that.
would you keep it?
You need a
yellow
CDL for a
still?
bus?
No, you don't.
Not you do if you're carrying kids, but not.
Oh, I see.
It's because it's the CDL is getting a CDL is because it's for CDL is commercial, but it's also because of the contents of your carrying.
Right.
Interesting.
What was you gonna say?
Are you going to keep it yellow, or would you?
No, heck no.
Yeah.
Black.
Just
Slate
something
gray.
different. Oh,
Slate
yeah,
gray.
that'd be nice.
Black would be too hot. Like during summer, it's
Make it white.
That would be good.
I mean, people
Way
do.
too
I
pretty.
just that's not my thing, because I'm in the dark color. So like the insides, there's like some like white is way too sterile for me.
Yeah.
Roof's gonna be pallet woods, kind of like that. The roof's gonna look like that over there
On the outside?
on the inside.
Inside.
It's ceiling. Sorry, ceiling. It's gonna be that. Darker. I've always wanted to do matte black counter or cabinets.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that. I want to do a like this look. I'm gonna get a buddy of mine does. He's got his own little portable sawmill.
Nice.
I'm gonna have him cut me off a slab, and I'm gonna do a live edge for a kitchen countertop,
Nice.
like that.
Nice.
That'd be
So
pretty cool.
yeah, I have a place to park it. So the hard part is where you're gonna put it to
It's
work
been a
on
long
it.
commute to work.
Yeah, super long, like 30 steps. I'll be able to park it at work, but in our storage building.
Nice.
So it makes it easier. And we work at a wood shop, so if I need, I could probably
Probably go
if
in the
I ask
evening and cut
nicely
some
enough, I
stuff.
could. Yeah, I mean, I have all my own tools, but I don't have a planer, which we have there, which would be nice for some stuff. Makes
You bought your own lathe? You bought your own lathe?
no,
Oh, they said your own tools.
no,
Like those tools.
no. I have my own like
Tools.
everything else. I have a table saw, miter saw, jigsaws, angle grinders, all that stuff. But
Yeah, that's cool.
so eventually, it'll take a little while. But the hardest part is figuring out finding a school bus first, and then finding a place to park it.
I wonder what your electric bill's like at work. It's gonna be crazy.
I can only imagine. Running dust collectors, all these lathes, standing lathes.
all day,
every day, except for Sundays usually. Sometimes they go on Saturdays, but shorter days.
Yeah.
But yeah, any hoozle, that's cool because I seen, like I was saying, I don't know if I finished my thought, but there was a competition to print a habitat out of material like earthen material for habitats for on Mars, and it was a competition. They did it live. They had in big, huge, like a hangar or whatever they worked on. They had so many hours to do it and complete it, and it was a cool video to watch of them competing, the teams competing to try to see their habitat and how well it would work and stuff like that. So that's the type of stuff you might see on Mars too. A lot of 3D printing stuff is for, like, they have 3D printers up on the space station.
Yep.
Because it makes it easier to take a 3D printer with you than a bunch of parts that you don't know you're going to need, or even tools. Like
Make
they
it on
print
demand.
tools. Yeah. They print tools up on the space station all the time. So you go, oh, I need a wrench. Well, just print it. Yeah. It's easier to have a bunch of filament. It's more cost effective and weight saving.
Space effective too.
In space. Space effective in space.
We've got a funny little tiny article before we close up.
Cool.
Okay.
Saw an article. I actually saw it this morning, and I added it to it because I thought it was pretty funny. But Microsoft had a secret. By the way, Windows XP code was released this week.
Yeah.
It's public.
Yeah.
So you can see everything on how it was built and everything. It was built in early 2000.
So if you're running XP, you should probably stop.
That was way long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's some people out there that
like I said,
might.
there's a lot of manufacturing stuff, computers that run off of XP still.
But they released a theme that was back in the early 2000s they actually made that was called the Aquatic Mac theme.
It made it look like Mac.
It looks just like a Mac.
Yeah.
Or early Mac.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of cool.
But you,
Has the rounded,
were you able to
glossy
get it?
buttons.
Were you able to get it back
I don't
then,
think
or is
so.
it just something they never got released
Just never
when
something
they
came
made
out.
it? Heard an early story that the idea for the desktop with icons on it was a Mac thing, but Gates beat him to it. So that's why it's a lot different. Like, that's why you don't really see like icons on a desktop for a Mac. It's usually on that little bar on the bottom. They have to differentiate themselves. But the idea for the desktop that we know it on PC was a Mac thing first. They didn't get to it quick enough. So Bill Gates had an inside man somewhere probably.
Yeah.
You think about that, there's probably other companies like, Intel probably has people inside on the inside on AMD. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Get inside
Reach
information.
out to the competition. I'll give you information if you pay me.
I mean,
People getting offed at Intel.
How hard would it to be, an Intel worker and then go and not be an Intel worker, but on the side, then go work or AMD and work your way through if you're a higher up person in Intel, then try to be a higher up person.
The sucky part is usually there's an NDA and a non-compete involved.
Don't mean you can't break it. That's what I mean.
They'll take you to court though. I mean, it's nasty stuff
if you get
if you
found
involve
out.
yourself.
That's what spies. Spies have been a thing for years, decades.
Yeah, but normal citizen though, getting a job, everything going through.
It wouldn't be a normal citizen. It wouldn't be normal at that point. You'd be a spy.
No. Yeah. Well, you think it's that elaborate?
I don't know. I just want to say, what do you like?
It would be cool. I mean, that would be super
and
sweet.
You do nothing electronically. You just give them all like
Just social engineering.
Yeah, if you want to go, if I work for Intel but I work at AMD, I want to tell you stuff. I wouldn't do anything electronically because it'd be traced easier. I'd write them snail mail or in person.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't stop you just going, I'm just going to go meet a friend of mine for a lunch break. Spill the beans. Little head. Just saying. That stuff's got to go on. That's got to go on.
Intel, AMD, don't hire Adam.
No, I don't care. I'm not that smart. But that stuff's got to go on.
Yeah.
Oh, it has to be.
I mean, that's so it does go on in NFL. That's why you see the coaches down in the front, they block their mouths because the other team has people that watches their mouths and reads the lips and see what plays they're running so they can hurry up and tell their team.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, that's why you see all the coaches pulled up their playbooks.
Well, I thought that was for camera.
No. Well, yeah, so the other team's camera doesn't see what you're saying, so they can't hurry up and tell them because people have read lips. That's why they do that. So you can't see what they're saying.
Right.
Wow.
So so I mean, it does go on.
This world, man.
You got you got to try to get a leg up and however you want to do it.
I mean, I believe it. It's just crazy.
Yeah, that's why for years you see them cover their mouths when they talk and call plays.
I always thought that was just because they could watch it on TV and figure out what it is. I didn't know it was because they were actually watching them across the field. That's
Not necessarily maybe across the field, but maybe up in a booth or maybe.
Oh, you're saying like embedded in the crowd watching them.
No, not in the crowd, but I would say like in a press box somewhere. There's press boxes all around, or
Just sitting there with like a magnifying glass or something. Not magnifying glass.
I mean,
a
if you
telescope.
yeah,
Sitting there
with a microscope. I'm looking at a microscope, see if I can see their mouths. No, but yeah, if you can tell what the other team's going to do, and you can hurry up and adjust to it.
I mean, I know like early Apple days when the iPhone first came out, Bill Gates or one of their guys, not Bill Gates. Oh my gosh, did I literally say Bill Gates?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Steve
They left the demo out in a bar, and they found it.
But
So
wasn't
those
the
things.
original concept for something for Apple was done on like a napkin or something, or what? There was something. There was something that was. I remember hearing something like
in
big
a
product
restaurant.
or big invention or big idea was drawn up. There's a lot of things that are drawn up on napkins that then become something huge.
Yeah,
Napkins
crazy.
Are the saviors of the world.
Bill Gates. Why did I say Bill Gates? My brain. That means it's time to end the podcast at some point here soon.
Yeah, and speaking of ending, we have next week we're gonna have our first like real big time guest on
Remotely
remotely. We were testing it out beforehand. We should be good.
over Discord.
Discord, love Discord.
Yeah.
I wish Discord would like
Sponsor us?
overshadow Skype.
What they have to. It already is that way, isn't it?
I wish
Skype's dead, isn't it?
even like Zoom, like Discord probably.
Zoom was a mistake. It
Yeah.
shouldn't have happened.
But like especially it boomed with COVID stuff for online meetings. But like Discord,
It's just
does
because it
all
was
that.
accessible, though. It had
Yeah.
nothing to do with its.
Discord
fix
is
their
still
platform a lot.
Discord's still like geared towards gamers, but that's venturing out too.
I love the naming though, like Discord being the way to communicate.
Yeah, it's very backwards, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's punny.
yeah,
Well, not kind of pun. Is it pun? Is it a pun? It's not a pun.
not really. Play on words.
Yeah, it's playing words.
But yeah,
I need
we
to
got
shut
it. We got our first big time guest next week. I'm gonna leave it as a secret so you can find out and make you want to come back. It's a cliffhanger. That's how we do that around here. It's a cliffhanger. Yep. No game this week.
No, I can't wait. Please tell me. I'm just kidding. It's pretty good though.
Yeah. So stay tuned next week. We'll have our guest on. We'll see what type of episode it is. The first time we'll be doing a guest, so we'll play it by ear.
Tested it out before tonight, like before we started.
Yeah.
Works pretty good.
So you can find us on all of our social medias. Facebook is something we use the most. Twitter and Instagram we've kind of put on the back burner because we need to focus.
DMS on Anchor.
DM us on Anchor. You said like DMS. I'm like, DMS? What's DMS? DM us.
Yep.
On Anchor.
Or email us at info.
Email us at info at
MidnightSnackPodcast.com.
Jinx double jinx, you only soda.
I thought you were going to tell me something.
Wait.
Do the head thing. Makes no sense. No, that does not work. Barely. It barely works. The head one is perfect.
Did you listen?
Now, okay.
does work for
Now
you.
pretend you're going to hit your knee and just bypass it. Can you still make a difference?
Psych my brain out. Ah! Kind of. It wasn't as good. It's the mouth is always best.
That's what she said.